Hello everybody, welcome back to Wolfeei, because today it's me here, Lytton, as according to Noah Picaclicks, doing a blockwars Reddit roundup. I haven't done many of these ever. Usually it's MCC. For the MCC ones, we're almost at number 30, which is kind of crazy. But for blockwars, if you look at this page, I've done like 3. I know that says 4 videos here, but this top one isn't really a Reddit round. It kind of is a Reddit roundup, but not real. Kind debatable. It's more like I found this one post and I talked about it, so that kind of counts. The other ones are actual Reddit roundups for Block Wars. So technically, the last proper Reddit roundup was let's see, 8 months ago. So hey guys, we're back. This Reddit roundup is for the past month of posts, not for the past like year. To be fair, Blockers has only really returned in August. I think since February 4th until August. Obviously, I could have totally done a Reddit roundup about the whole chaos and Joe Bart's funny moments thing. I should have totally made a video then. Forgot at the time. So, anyways, today we're going to be doing a recap of some of the top things from Block Wars, because there's some fun stuff, potentially. Though I know there was some posts. I look at the Reddit almost every single day, so I've seen all of these posts already, but we're going to do a little recap. But before we get into that, I want to do one little MCC related post, because I originally was going to do an MCC related roundup, but I realized, hey, maybe I have to wait until Haunted Hoedown actually happens to see some interesting posts. So, one post was interesting. Common MCCW. This is regarding Twitch Rivals NA. MCC had a freaking crazy amount of viewers, which is really good. It makes sense. Their roster is really big if you look at it over here. Some pretty notable standout players, of course, being in this roster. Abe being someone who isn't a very frequent creator, but is a big creator. This entire orange team is a big team. You know, you have some other larger people. This lime team is entirely big, a big team. People like Chilled are really big. Like and Toby and Joel. Like there's a bunch of big people in this roster. So it makes sense that it was a big like event in terms of viewers, but these numbers are nothing to scoff at. All right. For reference, Block Wars, like regular Block Wars, is roughly around 20k average. So that's not peak. Peak would maybe be a little bit higher, but around 20k average. A good Block Wars, like rookies, is like 35k ish, like average. MCC with this, I mean, this roster is pretty damn good. 60. This is peak. I assume the average is closer to 60, but still, that's crazy. 60k average for a Minecraft event roster is absolutely insane. So, big shout out to Scott and Twitch Rivals and Noxer for putting that together, because that's pretty damn cool. I'm just saying, it's pretty cool. Anyways, time to get into the actual topic at hand, Block Wars Reddit, with the first post being a classic. Fruit is a visionary. There's so many layers to this. I think somebody in the replies already was looking at it, because there is just so much to this one. Obviously, he's in a smoker, and you put carrots in the smoker. But I think someone dissected it here. No, it was on a different post then. Someone mentioned things that are a big question mark. Why is he in a smoker when, if you look at his inventory, there is nothing for him to put in the smoker, and there was nothing for him to take out of the smoker, I think. So why is he in the smoker? Great question. In his inventory, what would he be crafting in with the stuff he has? Maybe if he was in a crafting table, you'd be like, oh, this makes a bit more sense. But what does he even have to put in a craft? I know you could turn the gold ingots into nuggets and then make golden carrots. I assume that's what he was gonna do. But then you would have expected the gold to be in there first instead of the carrots. So I'm already confused there too. I don't know, man. This is just a really funny little thing from Fruit, and I always love seeing these really silly images, like when people try to make like a pickaxe out of entirely cobblestone, or make the whatever, right? The splint, or like a pickaxe, and instead of planks, instead of sticks, they use the planks. Whatever. always very silly things happening in the Minecraft events and stuff because it's like quick thinking, but this really is one of the peak ones. This really is peaking in terms of the experienced gameplay showcase in order up. This is quite the one. Anyways, let's continue forward with different posts. Oh, something that's been happening is that there's been a lovely person who's been looking at the top frag stats for every single player every single team, and then how big of a percentage this player is getting for their team. And obviously, something that's very notable here is Fruitberries with almost a third of his team's points. Keep in mind, it's teams of 5, so that is quite a lot. However, obviously, Fruit's team was a bit weak for this event. It didn't perform super well. I wouldn't say it's weak. It just didn't have a very strong performance this time around. So it makes sense that Fruit had a lot of opportunity to get the points that his team was going to score. So yeah, Fruit getting first there is kind of crazy. Fine in second, which is pretty impressive considering I was on the team, and obviously I am a good player. So typically what happens with a duo of good players is that they kind of share the points rather than that the top frag just gets astronomically more, and then the second frag also gets astronomically more, which I think still holds true. It's just that Fine is that good at the game, so he still got first, but with not a crazy extra high number, still 500 difference over second place, but that's nothing to mention here, I guess. Anyways. Pretty cool stats. And then Cam in third with the percentage, getting almost 30% as well, which is really good. So yeah, pretty impressive stats. Sorry. Pretty interesting and impressive stats that we're looking at right here. Furthermore, we have Blockwars 11 and Blockwars 12. I feel like I've mentioned these before. I could be wrong, but this time around, it was Fine in first, or Fine at the number 1 slot with 30%, which is still insane. And then Cam in red, and then for Blockwars 12, it was Fine in first place, and then purpled, and then Fruit. Despite Fruit, again, having a weaker team. I think this is kind of proving that Fruit isn't actually bad at Blockwars. He's just unlucky that his teams are continuously the ones that keep being on the lower end in terms of performance. His first team, we were aware that it was going to happen, only speaking of the numbered events. His first team, we were aware. Second team, which would be Blockwars 12, initially that just happened because of substitutes. And then Blockwars 13, a lot of people said that the sub was OP. I thought it was fine because I already thought that team was a little bit weak leaning. I thought the Fruit sub could be an improvement, but wasn't necessarily guaranteed to be an improvement, but still ended up being the bottom end team, which is unfortunate. But again, if Fruit plays another time, he'll probably be nice. If we have the room to nice Fruit, he'll be the one that gets nice. I don't know, man. We'll try. We'll try our best. Okay. Sometimes team making relies on other teams' comfortability with each other, and then somebody will just be a filler slot and gets unlucky. And I don't think Fruit's necessarily been the one to do that, but just other factors that come into play that have led to his team being the ones that end up at the bottom. Anyways. Continuing forward, we have every time someone outplaced Fine, Kalen, Toph, and Kel on a Minecraft event. I think this is generally speaking like across the event scene. This is not just Blockwars. I think Blockwars is the Reddit that typically gets assigned as the one where people will talk about anything regarding Minecraft events, which I think is fine. Anyways, as you can see, Fine has been outfragged quite a lot of times. This is not on the same team. This is just generally speaking in an event where he's playing alongside others. So, sorry. Oh my god. Anyways, here's a couple of people that have managed to outfrag Feinberg. Kalen being at number 1, I assume this is Mayhem and maybe PB combined. That would be probably the only two where they've shared being in the same event. So Mayhem and PB combined. Kalen being on top makes sense because Kalen is one of the most dominant players in both of those events, and Fine is not. So furthermore, Shane with 5, which makes sense. There's one or two MCCs. I don't know who outplaced, who got the top place. I assume actually that Fine maybe outplaced Shane in the second one, because Fine did pretty good. But I don't know if maybe Shane did good too. I don't remember. I know that at least Shane outfragged Fine once in MCC. Then there should be. I don't think there's any block wars. Maybe no. There's no block wars. I think where it's happened. So that also has to be Mayhem and PB. Probably PB. But could be Mayhem too. Silver is just Mayhem and maybe one PB, and then for the rest it's the same story. It's mainly just ones that are from PB or Mayhem. The exceptions are Purpled, I think outfragged Fine one time, maybe, I think, and then Cam also did. For the rest, I think it's just PB and Mayhem. And then furthermore, it's Feinberg plus non-canon. What non-canon would be included here? Twitch rivals? Probably. That's probably with the MCC Twitch rivals. Kalen's been outfragged 10 times by Toph, which is insane. That's crazy. And then Toph's been outfragged 8 times by Kel Austin. That makes sense. The diff here is crazy. 10 times here by Kel. Kel's been outfragged very few times, but it has happened. I assume this is PB and maybe Origins. And Mayhem? I think Cal maybe has played in Mayhem before. I'm thinking like Purpled would have been PB. Because they've never played in the same Block Wars, and Purpled's never played Mayhem. So that would have probably been a PB. Anyways, cool. Cool post. Next up, Winners POV. I was waiting for this one to show up. I knew this was going to be in this video. It's fantastic. Fantastic artwork. Love the way my hair was drawn, because that's just very accurate to what it looks like right now. It's like so poofy. It's really funny. But yeah, here's my lovely team from Block Wars 13. Very fun team. It was awesome. It was genuinely like just a really good time. Very happy with how it went. Obviously winning is great, but like even if we hadn't won, getting top half what was like near guaranteed, and I would have been totally fine with that, because it was just a fun event. I had a good time, and it was good vibes. Good vibes. Definitely would team again if it was possible, which probably won't happen with at least not the full squad, but everybody individually, I would be so down. It'd be very fun. Next up, I present Block Wars Feinberg. Feinberg buff can't change balancing. If every team has it, that is true. Let's look at Block Wars Feinberg. Let's look at these teams and see what's the logic here is. I see Feinberg is moved around on these teams, moved around all over the place. So, alright, let's take a look. So first off, you have Eric Point Crow for Feinberg Smant Mom. Makes sense. It's like a Nintendo-esque team. It's kind of, you know, the Smant and Friends crowd, which makes sense with Feinberg. That'd be interesting. I don't know if Smant and Smant Mom would want to be on the same team, but sure. Anyways, next up, you have a very odd but interesting mix, potentially. Ghosty, Grace, Simple Flips, and Virus, I think. Kind of random, but okay. Next, you have Ultrive, Quite, Handsome, and Joko. This would be hilarious, but honestly, not actually a weak team. Not that, like, Red is a weak team either. Red could be pretty good. Considering Fur just got 8th, it's definitely one that could contend, but this yellow team feels like it has potential. Ultrive is a sleeper good player, man. I'm just saying. Green is definitely a bit cope, but it'd be cool. That'd be cool. John, Masayoshi, Super TF, Saikuno, and Abe. I think a fine super team is gonna happen eventually, probably. Or at least we're gonna try to make it happen eventually. But I don't know when that would be. And for the rest, we'll see, I guess, if they ever play again. But that'd be funny. Aqua obviously makes sense. It's like the most of the Rising team that Fine coached. And then you've replaced Zam with Caboodle, probably for balancing purposes, because Fine and Zam would probably be by far the strongest duo out of any of these teams thus far, at least. Because I'm seeing Rekrap over here, which is probably by far the best. Oh, me as well. Hold on. I didn't even notice my own face. I mean, this Aqua team would be cool. Blue, Toby, Jimmy, Michaela, and Amy would be an interesting combo. Jimmy there feels slightly out of place, but I guess it could work. If Jimmy's cool with, like, not being family friendly, which I doubt, but interesting. Purple here, you got Parker, Branzy, I think, J Moji, and Failboat, which is like, forgot the name. There's an SMP that they did. No something? I don't know. This would be broken, I think, probably. I mean, Fine and Parker is crazy. Like, that's such a good duo. But it'd be fun. Also, let me skip this song. And then, obviously, Pink Team, you've got me, Anton, Ellum, and Ledwig, which would be a crazy, like, crossover. But it'd be a fun experience. It'd be broken, probably, because it's me and Feinrich, but be fun. That's all that matters, really. Oh, hold on. Okay. What do you have? What do we have here? Blockwars 13 memes. Oh, there's multiple. Feinberg only wins finale if he has odd numbers of women on the team until we meet again. Is that true? Hold on. Let's look up the Blockwars website, because Fine's won what? Blockwars. Which one? This one? Did he win? No. Which one did he win? Blockwars 9. Oh, he had one. It was Maddie. Okay, so just Maddie was on this team. And then this win was 3, because it was Giga, Gumi, and Doki. So I guess it's true. It's a low sample size. Well, it's not technically a low sample size, because every other time that he's been in finale and lost, he would have had an even or no women team, probably. Mostly none. I think, is it just exclusively? No, he teamed with Demi and Shira, so never mind. I guess this theory is true right now. Next up, me giving myself a medal, because, yeah, I guess, but it's long deserved, so, like, it's fine. It's actually funny, because I've seen very few people complain about it. There's still people who complained because they don't want me to win, or maybe they just don't want, I don't know. They just don't, they hate everything. So, sure. Anyways, this is accurate. Thankfully, what this does mean is that I will now give myself only a team that I think looks fun, and I don't care about giving myself a team that's, like, strong on paper. That doesn't mean my team's always gonna get, like, last, but it means that I will never give myself a team where I'm like, yes, this is strong, but just to be strong. It's just, like, I'm just gonna go for this. Will be fun. Oh, it's good. It's a good team as well. Cool. Oh, it's a weak team. Don't care. Anyways, next meme. Fine and Wolfeei, Gumi and Doki. No, that's kind of true. I don't know what specifically this refers to. I assume the finale, because I think Gumi and Doki definitely put in the work for that. I mean, myself and Fine also did some stuff, and but Gumi and Doki put in the work for sure. Joel and Blitzhunt, 2nd, 1st, 34th. Yeah, no, that did happen, didn't it? That's quite the experience. But hey, maybe he'll bounce back next time. He couldn't be the dominant player forever. He was gonna look too intimidating in Blitzhunt to the point where he would get targeted, which is totally why he got 34th. It's not because he got unlucky or something. I don't know. Blockwars Origins 30 teams. Not gonna make a video about this probably, but Purpled and Greninja are playing in Origins this time around, which is quite the interesting sight to see, I must say. And it'll be fun. It'll be a cool experience. Also with Mudsy TV and Tropic Scraw, who I'm not familiar with, but they are new to this event just because of this specific team. I think they're one-time players. But yeah, here's the Purple team with the lovely Eint fan art. I saw a Twitter post talking about Eint doesn't given credits ever, which is not true, by the way. There was a hub area in Series 2, at least, that always credited Eint for the art section, as far as I was told, or as far as I remember. That area of the hub needs to just be added. Still, we forgot. So there's always been credit. So don't worry about that. Anyways, let's look at the. Oh my God, I forgot. This one is Team Analog. That's why it looks crazy. Cool little vibe there. The Greninja team is over here. You have Aimson, Dakota, Stu, Mystic, and Chuck Notzels. Very fun team. Cool little squad. It's mostly a Pals team. Or is this I think it's mostly a Pals team, yeah. Cool. Oh yeah, I made a post about this already, or a video about this already. Team balancing and how teams are made. So I'm not gonna address this one. We're gonna skip that. Blockwars teams, we've already seen that. All the teams for the last Origins are on here too. I mean, we don't have to look at that because we've already seen them. Blockwars teams again. Oh, I guess we'll look at the next two posts and then we're good. First post, obviously Radoon's got subbed out for Blockwars. Some people on Twitter thought he'd like died, which I understand the concern, but like I feel like if that happened, you would have heard about it and there would have been a much bigger deal than just me going, "Oh my god, haha, hurricane." He's fine. He's chilling, all right. He's good. He's totally all right. The hurricane actually didn't end up being as bad as people expected, so that's a positive. It wasn't like nothing, but it was not nearly as catastrophic as people made it seem. And then here, final post that we're going to look at is Block Wars 13 averages, because I'm curious how this reflects the actual scores. And you'll notice some very interesting stuff. According to this, and I also addressed this, I think, in either a video or on stream or whatever. According to this, my team was supposed to be by far the best, and then in second was supposed to be orange, and then yellow, and then green, and then red, and then blue, and then aqua, and then purple. The actual scores ended up being pretty different. Obviously, my team still got first, but not nearly as dominant as the averages made it seem. Still, the main reason why it looked potentially dominant is because Order Up was first, and that is just our team's best game. And considering how the Block Wars game order and multipliers work, that first game being played still has value, thus continued forward throughout the event. Furthermore, second place team actually ended up being red, which I don't think was predicted really much, or even at all. I think it's just because people didn't really expect Schrodinger Lee to be able to perform, and then BTMC also improved, and that just caused that entire team to be a lot more cohesive, a lot more capable of performing, which is really good. Also, funnily enough, the team with the weakest average here got third, which, to be fair, I don't actually know how that team has the weakest average on this board. Probably because some of the newcomer values are a little bit off. For example, Tobbs and Toma are given a 1200 score here, when in reality, compared to the scores of the players that are in this roster, should probably have been like 1000 at the highest, in which if you replace Tobbs' score to 1000, this team would literally be 1 point weaker than a purple, so that's pretty funny. Which is funny because blue team, I think, ended up getting 4th or 5th. Either of those. I think yellow was the other team that got 4th or 5th. Then orange got 6th. Then aqua got 7th. Then obviously green got 8th. But it is very interesting to see because according to this, the 4th strongest team would have been green. Obviously still with Toma having an incorrect average given probably here. But still, even with 1000 reduced, like it was not projected to be the weakest team. It was just, again, as mentioned, a in the moment thing. And Fruitberries average would not have changed this too much. It would have only increased it probably because he has a low sample size. So yeah, very interesting. Anyways, gonna have to cut the Reddit roundup short. To be fair, Block Wars posts typically are a bit, there's usually a bit less because obviously the Block Wars Reddit is a smaller community. But if you're interested in posting, go check out r/blockwars, I guess. And I'll see you all later. Tomorrow, I expect there to be MCC teams. So hopefully we'll have MCC teams, probably, at least, starting tomorrow. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.